This is a Dorothy Charles poem called Concrete Cat, which I think depicts a close relationship between abstract and concrete, in that this is a depiction or representation of a cat done so in a very literal way. But it's still not a cat. And I think with the discussion of things as complex as birth and suffering and death, we don't have elaborate enough abstractions to value these experiences. And in attempting to do so reveals a flaw in abstraction, which is that abstraction in itself is a process of distancing. And I think that using abstraction to value these experiences is distancing the meaning from the experience. And usually abstractions lend themselves to as being learning tools or teaching tools because they illustrate meaning or reveal meaning. And I think these are showing a removal or diminishment of meaning, which indicates to me that these experiences do not lend themselves to abstraction and to the proper use of abstraction and the proper purpose of abstraction. And I know it was very rude of me to tell a natalist that they were doing the intellectual equivalent of finger painting with their feces. But in that moment, that was an abstraction that I knew had significance. And when I thought about it afterwards, I realized that my understanding of when a child does that is they don't understand where this came from and where it's to go. And unlike the poem, which says where on the cat is the stripe and where on the cat is the tail, they need to make that meaning. And so they try to create a representation of it when we know that it's just waste and it has a place, and we don't need a poem to tell us that. So I think we have to concede that there's inherent value in these experiences and accept that abstractions won't lend themselves to valuing them, and move on from that discussion to the new discussion of what to do, what can be done about these things. But I think that's where the rift in the conversation is and what is stagnating the conversation.